morning.
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, I wanted to sit down with you today and for you to tell our viewers how TCW Homes got started.
TCW Homes got started as a home renovation company. And the renovation aspect of it was the fact we were buying old houses and fixing them up and reselling them, put them back on them. That was kind of our initial, just as a flip this house type thing.
Mm-hmm.
We just started that just as a hobby, and then we ended up growing into it and started making some money on it. So we kept going at it pretty good. In the process of doing that, we had a lot of real estate agents come in and compliment our work in comparison to other renovated houses that they'd gone through. Always asking us if we would do work for them, but we were just set up to do our own thing. We weren't set up to do anything public or anything like that. We just were doing our own stuff, and we were successful at that. Unfortunately, we had a crash in the market in mid-2000s, and that flipping houses wasn't the thing to do at the time. So what we ended up doing was I just went on to my wife and I's Facebook friends page and just did a blast of, hey guys, we're going public if you know anybody who wants a renovation. So we did that, and we had a customer, our friend, actually reach out to us, and we ended up doing a home renovation for her, and she was really happy. I wouldn't expect anything different. But she was really happy, and then the next thing you know, another friend, and then all of a sudden we have grown. And it was just me and a couple other guys, because we were just doing the work ourselves at that point. But as we started to grow, the company got bigger, and we started adding in new subcontractors and things like that.
So when you started, and I happened to be one of those friends that was referred to Todd and Molly's business years ago, and now working for them. But when you started off, were you mostly just doing bathrooms and kitchens, or were you doing whole house renovations? Or
most of the stuff that we're doing were just kitchens, new kitchens for people, new bathrooms and stuff like that. It was just on a small scale, nothing super big at the time. But then people were wanting to do a little more extra work. They wanted an extra bedroom or an ensuite on the back of their house or something of that nature. And then we started doing that. And then we started getting into, people were asking me to come and take a look at houses because they needed a bigger house. So they would ask me, hey, Todd, will you come with us and go look at this house we're looking to buy to see what it's going to cost to renovate the house? And in the process of doing that, I was realizing that a lot of the things that they were wanting to have done, since I'd already done work in their house, I knew their house. I was like, guys, instead of buying a new house, you not spending money on real estate, not spending money on real estate commissions, not spending money on closing costs and things like that. So I said, why don't we just renovate your house? So I can give you what you're trying to accomplish in this house for this amount of money. So we ended up, I'd walk with a customer, with a friend at the time, friend's customer. We'd walk around and I would show them what was going on, what my thoughts were and all that stuff. And that's ended up getting to the point where we were doing a lot of that for our friends. And then next thing you know, somebody would drive by and ask a question, and then we started throwing yard signs out while we were doing work and things like that. And next thing you know, we started doing that for other customers. Now people just call us, instead of us going and looking at new houses, which that happens occasionally, a new purchase for them.
More as a consultant.
Yeah, we do that occasionally, but most of the time people will just call us directly to give them thoughts and ideas on renovating their existing house, so keep them from having to move. I mean, it's a great option. Look, you don't have to worry about finding new babysitters. You don't have to worry about changing your route to work every day. You have your same friend, your friends are the same. Your whole schools, everything, all that stays the same. You get to stay right there. It's just on a big project, you're going to look at a 6 to 8 month interruption in that. You have to relocate and get out of the house because these are pretty big home renovations. I mean,
so you moved to bigger home renovations,
right? Yeah, definitely. All of our, I would say, a majority of ours are full whole house renovations now. We'll take and pull out gut the first floor of the house, and then we'll raise the ceilings from 8 to 9 to 10 foot. We'll make new ceiling heights, put a second floor on the house. we do a lot of those. We call those pop the top houses.
And a lot of those homes that you've been doing are in historic neighborhoods in Atlanta.
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, well, us being here in the Decatur area, the historical society in the local area is pretty stout. There's a lot of houses here that we do a lot of work on the historical. We pull the permits, we go through the process. We've gotten it down pat where we can, we know the steps,
right,
and make it happen. It's kind of a pain in the rear end, but it's just another stepping stone in making the house a new house for the customer.
So what do you think sets you apart from other companies? I know you get a lot of referrals, a lot of word of mouth, and why do you think that is, that people call TCW Homes?
Well, the thing is, we really, really appreciate the referrals and the recommendations from not only past customers, but also friends from past customers that have seen the work, real estate agents, and things like that. They refer us, and we really do appreciate that. And I think one of the reasons why they do that and why we continue to get that is the fact that they see the quality of work that we put out. And I think they also are in communication with the people that we've done the work with, and they see that we have a very transparent way of quoting out the job and knowing where the numbers cost, or what the cost breakdown is. We're very transparent in that. We're not going to give you just a piece of paper saying, boom, this is what it's going to cost. We're going to give we're going to give you a huge detailed piece of paper. It's got everything written on it, from demolition to permitting to paint to allowances for your tile, allowances for your cabinets, a whole list of items that are in a contract, super detailed. And I get a lot of compliments from our prospective customers when we give them this price breakdown. That there's they tell me all the time that they like the transparency and the attention to detail.
Yeah, when you're spending that much money,
right.
You like to know details.
Right, and it's tough to make sure. It takes a long time to do this. I mean, if you get on a job that's a high dollar, over six-figure job, you have to list everything out, and a lot of times these are dealing with banks. So when the banks get involved, you're at a fixed price at that point. So we got to make sure we have every T crossed and I dotted when we come to that.
So what if you meet with a client and they don't really know what they want? Can you help them design it? Sure.
That's one of the things that I've been noted and been told for years and years, that I have an eye to walk into a house and see past the walls and see the potential. I also have the ability to create that in a 3D images with software that we use. And so I'll take the dimensions on the existing house and go through and do a full renovation. What I see after having a conversation with a customer, I'll go and do a 3D rendering in this, and then sit down with them either on a online meeting, or I'll come back to the house and sit down with them, share my computer with them, and go through with the different thoughts from our meetings, that this is what I got out of your brain, this is my interpretation of what you're asking for. And usually I get pretty close, but a lot of times, I mean, even though I get really close, there's still a lot of times that we're going to tweak it and things like that. And once we find out what that finalized design is, then at that point we can confirm the price. Because when we do that initial design, we also create a real close ballpark price point. Right. At that point, so that the customer can decide whether they want to move forward with either TCW or another contractor, which is fine too. But and sometimes they want to use us so they can determine if they want to sell the house and move on to another house.
Can you help them figure that out financially? Do you have resources that you can do comparisons on whether it's better to sell or better to renovate?
Yes, that's a great question. With my experience starting out in flipping houses, I can really see where the profitability is on staying in a house and fixing it up versus, like I said earlier, spending money on closing costs, spending money on real estate commissions and things like that. When you start talking about a lot of that stuff, and a lot of my customers, they've been in the house, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 12 years, and they've been there for a long time. So they have a whole lot of equity in their house. Right. So, and they bought it when the market was not as high as it is now in this area. So they've got a good footprint of financially to be able to do this renovation. We do have banks that we work with that can do whole house renovation loans. based upon the after renovated value, the ARV value of the house. So we put together a full scope of work and all that, and we work with. You can go to our website and choose one of our vendors that we work with for the lending, or if you bring one to the table, we work with them as well. But we'll create a whole package for them to be able to work that loan process out. We work with the banks a lot on our big projects.
What do you want to share with the customers moving forward?
Well, one of the things is people in today's world are liking the YouTube and liking to watch and do all of that stuff, and we want to be with what's going on with the times. And so we're going to jump on the bandwagon and start sharing some processes that we do on our projects, from construction, from demolition, befores, durings, and after. So, and then I'm going to, myself and some of my other team members, they're probably going to be making some videos also. And we're going to upload these videos onto YouTube so we can share the fun and excitement of the changing of a house from old to new.
It really is a cool process.
Yeah. It's cool. It's really awesome to see something that I envisioned in my head when I walk in the front door, and then put it into a computer program and have the customers really smile and love it, and then start the process and then finish the process. And then when I come back and the job is done from what my vision was, and get to see it completed, I mean, that's really awesome.
That is awesome.
The customers really like to see the fact that what I've shown them on the computer and what I've talked to them about in my head, trying to get out what's in my head in the computer, they really do appreciate that final product.
Well, we look forward to doing some more videos and sharing our process and our team and some of the projects that we're working on.
Great. We'll look forward to seeing y'all on the YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel.
All righty. Thank you.